Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. It is Saturday afternoon and tomorrow is Derby d'Italia. And I can't wait. I can't stop thinking about the game of tomorrow between Inter and Juventus. It will be a big game. It will be a mega game. It will be a game where a lot is at stake. We know it. Let's not hide it. Tomorrow will be different than the first round that we played where the result was 1-1. Why? Because today in the video we'll speak about the press conference of Max Allegri, and at a certain moment, at the very last question, he told all of us it will be a different game. It will be a diverse game. The game that we played, that 1-1, some people will tell you masterclass of tactical football, and probably it's even true. But we know it, we watched the game. At a certain moment, and the Nerazzurri and the Bianconeri, they decided to not risk. They prefer to keep the result of 1-1, to check later what would happen. But there, at that moment, it was important to not risk. There is a lot at stake tomorrow. Absolutely a lot at stake for both teams. So at a certain moment, I am convinced that one of both teams will take the initiative. Will they succeed? I don't know. But taking the initiative and trying to do something different can be. It's true. If we are looking at the last 5 games in Serie A between Simone Inzaghi and Massimiliano Allegri, the result has always been tight, always in balanced game. 5 games played in Serie A between both coaches. The last one, we know that Inter won 1 time, 2 times the draw, 2 times the Bianconeri won, with only 3 goals scored for the Nerazzurri, 5 for the Bianconeri. Tomorrow we have to avoid to let them catch up. We can't go tomorrow to analyze the last 6 games of Serie A with a 2-2-2. Tomorrow we have to go with a win of Juventus. That's what we need to have in mind. And I can tell you that I watched twice the press conference of Max. Twice. The first time to listen and to translate. The second time to watch the behavior, the gimmicks, the non-verbal. That when you know Max Allegri, and we know him since 8 seasons now, the non-verbal is telling more. What is he thinking of the game of tomorrow? Does he know that that game is important? Will he risk? Does he want the victory, or will he play to defend the draw? Well, I can tell you, and I will already anticipate you, the second big thing that he said in that press conference, at a certain moment he says, what we can lose tomorrow. When the game starts and you have a 0-0, you have a lot to lose. Any team of the world, when they start on 0-0, there is something to lose. It is annoying me. There is nothing that annoys me more than when people say there is nothing to lose. Of course there is something to lose. And that's where I go with my big question. My big question to Max Allegri. What are you afraid to lose? What are you afraid to lose? If you say, yes, of course, there is something to lose. What is it? The qualification to Champions League? Champions League qualification, except of the world that collapse, is already there. We need how much? 20 points? He said himself. More or less 20 points. 20 points in so many remaining games. I believe that we will do them. The minimum objective is top 4. We know it. Minimum objective. Then you have the maximum objective, the dream, the desire to go and win the Scudetto. He never mentioned it at today, at the 3rd of February. He never said, we want to win the Scudetto. Publicly. In the locker room, I don't know. To the players, I don't know. To his families and friends, I don't know. But in public, he never said it. So what is he really scared to lose tomorrow? He's scared to lose the right to continue to dream, to continue to desire, to continue to fight for something that he doesn't want to publicly say at the moment. That's what we have to understand from the press conference of Max Allegri. When he says there is always something to lose, you can't lose the Champions League qualification anymore. So he's scared that we can lose the right to compete, the right to continue to do what we already did. Because the 53 points that we had, fantastic, great, beautiful, bravo, brava Juve, fantastic the players. But it's not enough. If tomorrow you lose, if the game after you lose, if you draw, whatever you did and how good it was before, it will count 0. And that's why I tell you and I repeat you, the game of tomorrow is not decisive, but it's so important. So important for you. It could give you another boost of energy, another believe in your head that you can do it. So we have to go and win tomorrow. What else did he say? Of course, he spoke about Inter. He said, for us, it is an important test tomorrow. We all know about Inter's strengths, but we are feeling really well. And pay attention because he said it twice. We are feeling really well. And then he also said, we are in a really good condition. Twice, he spoke about the fact that we are good. We are doing well, which means that he's totally trusting the team. He continued also speaking, of course, about Inter, saying that they have a big respect for Inter because they are the strongest one and the favorite one to win. But tomorrow, we don't go as tourists in the Giuseppe Meazza. We go because we want to give the max that we can. Tomorrow, we really want to go there and we want to try everything to go out of it with a positive result. What is a positive result? It depends on how the game will go. If you are led at a certain moment 2-0 and you are able to come back at a 2-2, then you can say it is a positive result for how it was. If you are winning 2-0 and they go with a 2-2, of course, it's a total different perspective because you lost these points that you were able to win. It depends. What is a positive result tomorrow? I can tell you. If we draw, I can tell you if it is a positive result or not. If we win, it will be a positive result. He said that Thuram is a player that impressed him in a really nice way. He said it is a beautiful reward that we are here at -1 of Inter and that we are able to play a game like that. But again, he repeats, tomorrow try to go and to have a positive result. Then he says also that football is unpredictable, balance, feet on the ground. We have to and we must manage the difficult parts of the season, that in the season you have ups and downs, so calma, tranquilli. But tomorrow we must run because running helps and we must to run a lot. He's going with physicality. When he says we must run, he repeats that we are in good condition, that we are feeling really well. Tomorrow I am expecting, from what I understood, a Juventus that will run. A Juventus that will go with a full power pressing on the Inter players. Which doesn't mean that we will win, we will draw, we will lose, But tomorrow I expect a Juventus that goes on physicality, and that's why I'm super happy that some of the players are back. A player like Rabiot to give muscles in that midfield, muscles that we were missing. Rabiot is back. McKennie is okay, because we were doubting in the beginning of the week. Locatelli will be there. At the moment, this is our starting midfield from 23-24. Who will play on the wings? Can be Kostic, that against Inter is always feeling blood. He sees the blood, a bit like a piranha. On the right side, probably Cambiaso for his versatility. That's the midfield. In defense, probably we go with the Danilo, captain. We go Bremer. We go Gatti. That is important also on the set pieces. Up front, the big doubt, the mega doubt. Let's first speak about the individuality. What did he say about the individuality? He said, tomorrow we call up everyone. Tomorrow, everyone is there. What do I feel here? Because when he say everyone is there, Rabiot is back, Chiesa is back. We have the two new players, Djalo, Alacaraz. He wants everyone. Because he knows that tomorrow, potentially, we can do something epic. We can do something great. If we win tomorrow, he wants that at the end of that game, we are doing a mini party, but a beautiful, impactful party in the locker room that will give la benzina, the fuel to all the team to continue the season. If we do something great tomorrow, that you are in the stands, that you are in the locker rooms, that you are on the bench, that you are on the pitch, if tomorrow we do the miracle of winning against Inter, he wants everyone to have these pictures in their mind for the remaining part of the season. So everyone will be called up tomorrow. If they will play, if they will not play, if they are ready, they're not. Tomorrow everyone participates to the Inter-Juve game in a way. And everyone will be important. The small word of Perin, the motivation of Pinsoglio, the joke of one, the other one. Tomorrow is important. So everyone goes and travel to Milano. The Mercato, he spoke about it. Yes, I am satisfied. Speaking about Alcaraz, he said, yes, I'm happy with him. He is young. He has a lot of will. He wants to do well. He wants to improve. He wants to learn. Now, pay attention. He will play today, the first training session with the team. He comes from a different league, so we need time, tranquilli. By the way, it made me smile today because I was reading the papers and there was an interview to his agent in Tuttosport where the agent says La garra di Alcaraz conquisterà I tifosi Juve. La garra di Alcaraz will actually make sure that the Juventini will love him. What is la garra? La garra is la grinta. It's the will, the envy, the lust to do. That physical, going. That's what. And it made me laugh, it made me smile, because when I did the interview with Matteo, I asked him, is he a Grinta player? He said, no, he's not a Grinta player. He is a Garra player. He used the word Garra. That's the word to define our player, our new number 26. Number 26, he said it, has absolutely no link with Edgar Davids. He's not an Edgar Davids. Remember yesterday when I told you Vidal? No, he's not a Vidal. He's not an Edgar Davids. The 26 is because he played already with the 26. He also loves the number 22. 26 was free. He goes for the number 26. What else did he say about that number 26? If you really want to link it with Davids, well, it is that. La Garra. But it's a player that is a box-to-box and an extremely... He can even play as a falso nueve, a second striker, but he's really an offensive box-to-box. Offensive box-to-box. Tomorrow he will be there. The bureaucracy worked really well. Papers were on time. He trains today. Tomorrow he travels with the team. Can we expect to see him? I tell you, I never watched him really playing for 90 minutes. I never watched an entire game except of highlights and skill. The player, I don't know for what reason, I already like him. What else did he said? Djalo is a bit behind. He comes from a big injury, from a surgery, and he needs time to come back. And then the big doubt between Chiesa and Yildiz. He said, what about Chiesa as a starter? I don't know, but it's important to have all the players at disposal because we have a lot of game to play. Tomorrow is a step, a beautiful one, and we need to fight with our best weapon. He continued to the question of Gianni Balzarini, a journalist. Is Chiesa's problem also a mental problem? Mentality, a mental problem that he's a bit scared, a bit fearing because of his surgery. He says, no. But it's true that the surgery and his way of playing, they are annoying him sometimes. He must live with it, but more time will go, more and better it will be for him. So in a way, he's also saying, yes, it's true, because we know it. In the last injuries of Chiesa, not a lot of times J Medical was able to identify a problem, but they were saying, if he doesn't feel at 100% and if he wants to be cautious, we wait. We don't want to risk anything for Chiesa. Yeah, he needs to step over that. How many times did we speak about it on the channel here? Chiesa is physically recuperated. Now, here. That's important. We said it so many times here on the channel. But I tell you, tomorrow, I feel that Federico Chiesa has big chances to start. Can we see a surprise? The crazy Allegri thing tomorrow. Chiesa, Yildiz, Vlahovic. I doubt about it because we have nobody on the bench, but you never know. But Chiesa starting together with Vlahovic, with Yildiz as that extra weapon, could be a possibility. What about Yildiz? He said that competition is good for every single player, now that also Chiesa is there, especially when you play just once a week. For what reason? Because during the week, that's where you show that you are ready physically and also ready mentally. Example is all the players that are coming from the bench and are able to give a contribution to their team, to support their team, to help them team. What about Yildiz? I saw him better than last week. I saw him better. And then he smiled. And that smile says a lot. Why was he smiling? Because you already know that he will be on the bench and that tomorrow it will be again a controversial social media. Could be. Because you already know that Yildiz will start, because he knows that we will play with the three of them, because I have no idea what he's already thinking. But there is something with that smile that I'm asking myself, I don't know. He also spoke about Moiskin, and I tell you here, the coach will be fundamental to recuperate him. You know it. He went to Atletico Madrid, did the physical test. He needed 3 more weeks to recuperate. He said, I spoke with the kid. I told him, recuperate as fast as possible because we will need you, as we need every single player. That was it a bit for the press conference. Maybe you want a word about the Adrien Rabiot today. Big page on Tuttosport saying Inter is thinking about Rabiot. Rabiot not. Rabiot is not thinking about Inter. We don't know if he will extend, if he will not extend. If he doesn't extend, probably will go abroad because in Italy he has only one team in mind at the moment. You know, Mercato is crazy, but it is Juventus. So there is no risk there. But why is Inter doing that? Is it to annoy Juve a few days before? Is it a strategy? Is it this? Is it this? Probably, maybe. But the big reason is also that because of fair play, because of all the financial problems of Inter, they will probably need to sell, if not 1, 2 players. And one of them could potentially be Barella, a bit alla Tonali, selling them. And that's why they are looking at the free agent market. Free agent market where they had already a lot of players from. Canaloglu, if I'm not wrong. Mkhitaryan, Thuram. So that's a bit their strategy because they can't put cash on the table. What we will try to do if Alacaraz is doing well, giving cash. They can't. So that's why they are looking at the market. And then speaking about free transfer, also Juve is looking, of course, at the free transfer market, especially in Italy, because abroad we pay. We don't want to give too much cash in Serie A. If we have opportunity in Serie A, we take them. And one of the players there that could potentially come to Juve is Felipe Anderson, that we started already speaking about a few weeks ago. Really now, a lot of times we spoke about Felipe Anderson. Could be that could be that next week there will be already a meeting between the entourage of Felipe Anderson and Juventus to already seal the deal, because they can already sign the contract now because they are free agents to join us at the end of the season. Felipe Anderson, I tell you, and I'm convinced about it, can be a really great reinforcement as a rotational player. Now, focus. We forget about Mercato. Focus. Inter, Juve, Derby d'Italia tomorrow. Not decisive, but so important. Maximum of like if you didn't, please subscribe to the channel. Grazie, forza Juve. Juve. Ciao.